Some people judge others before they ever say hello. They build stories in their minds from a single glance, a rumor, or a misunderstanding. But sometimes, the truth is waiting just around the corner, ready to change everything. Today's story is about a woman who made one wrong assumption after another about her neighbor, never imagining that the man she kept reporting would soon become the person responsible for protecting her entire community. Before we begin, if you enjoy heartwarming stories that remind us why kindness always matters, please subscribe to Spread Kindness, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories that bring people together. Marcus Hill was a devoted single father raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, in a quiet American neighborhood. Every morning, he packed her lunch, braided her hair as best he could, and walked her to the school bus before heading to work. His life wasn't glamorous, but it was filled with love, discipline, and hope. Marcus had recently moved into the neighborhood after accepting a new leadership position with the city's police department. Because the appointment had not yet been announced publicly, almost nobody knew who he really was. To everyone else, he looked like an ordinary father driving an older pickup truck and spending weekends fixing up his modest home. Next door lived Eleanor, a retired woman who had lived on the same street for nearly 30 years. She loved order, silence, and routine. When Marcus arrived, she immediately became suspicious. She noticed workers delivering furniture late in the evening, Lily laughing in the backyard, and Marcus leaving home before sunrise. Instead of introducing herself, Eleanor started watching from behind her curtains. The first time she called the police, she reported loud noises from the garage. Officers arrived only to find Marcus building a bookshelf with a power drill while Lily painted flower pots beside him. Marcus smiled politely and thanked the officers for checking. They apologized for disturbing him and left. A week later, Eleanor called again after seeing Marcus carrying several large boxes into the house after dark. She believed something illegal was happening. The officers discovered the boxes were filled with donated school supplies Marcus had collected for children from low-income families. Marcus simply thanked them again. Weeks passed. Eleanor called about children making too much noise in the backyard. She called because Marcus parked his truck slightly closer to her driveway than she preferred. She called after seeing unfamiliar cars, not realizing they belonged to volunteers helping organize a neighborhood food drive. By the 12th call, many officers quietly recognized Marcus's address before even leaving the station. Each time, Marcus remained calm. Lily once asked, "Daddy, why does our neighbor keep calling the police?" Marcus smiled gently. "Sometimes people fear what they don't understand. Our job isn't to return anger with anger." His words stayed with Lily. One rainy afternoon, Marcus noticed Eleanor struggling to carry groceries from her car. Without hesitation, he ran across the street holding an umbrella. "Let me help you," he said. She hesitated. "I can manage." "I know you can," Marcus replied kindly. "But no one should have to carry heavy bags in the rain." For the first time, Eleanor looked directly into his eyes. She quietly thanked him. The following week, Lily noticed Eleanor sitting alone on her porch. "Daddy, can we bring her some cookies?" Marcus smiled. Together they baked chocolate chip cookies and walked next door. Eleanor accepted the small plate with surprise. "They're still warm," Lily said proudly. For a brief moment, Eleanor's guarded expression softened. Months later, the city announced its new chief of police. News crews gathered outside City Hall. Neighborhood residents watched the ceremony on television. Eleanor nearly dropped her coffee. Standing proudly at the podium was Marcus. The same man she had reported 12 separate times. The mayor praised his years of honorable service, his leadership, and his dedication to building trust between police officers and local communities. Eleanor felt her face turn red with embarrassment. She remembered every unnecessary phone call. Every assumption. Every judgment. The next evening, she knocked on Marcus's door. When he opened it, she struggled to speak. "I owe you an apology." Marcus listened quietly. "I judged you before I ever knew you," she admitted. "You never deserved the way I treated you." Marcus smiled gently. "We all make mistakes. I called the police 12 times. I know. You aren't angry?" Marcus looked toward Lily, who was reading a book in the living room. "If I held on to every insult or misunderstanding I've experienced, I wouldn't have room for kindness." Tears filled Eleanor's eyes. "I don't know how to make this right." Marcus thought for a moment. "Come to Saturday's community picnic. Meet the neighbors. Let people know the real you." She agreed. That Saturday changed everything. Families gathered in the local park. Children laughed together. Police officers played basketball with teenagers. Firefighters grilled hamburgers. Marcus walked through the crowd greeting everyone by name. Instead of standing alone, Eleanor volunteered to help serve food. She apologized privately to several officers for wasting their time with unnecessary complaints. No one mocked her. Instead, they welcomed her. Over the following months, Eleanor became one of the neighborhood's most active volunteers. She helped organize food drives. She babysat for working parents. She planted flowers in the community park with Lily. People began seeing a different side of her. One winter evening, a dangerous storm knocked out electricity across the neighborhood. Marcus coordinated emergency responders while off duty. Eleanor opened her home to families who needed warmth until power returned. Neighbors worked together instead of staying apart. The street felt different now. Not because the houses had changed. Because the hearts inside them had. One afternoon, Lily asked her father, "Do you think Mrs. Eleanor is our friend now?" Marcus smiled. "I think she always wanted to be. She just needed someone willing to show kindness first." Years later, Eleanor often shared her story with new neighbors. She admitted how easily fear can become unfair judgment. She reminded everyone that every person has a story worth hearing before being judged. Marcus continued serving the city with honesty and compassion, proving that true leadership begins with patience, humility, and respect for every person. His greatest achievement wasn't becoming police chief. It was teaching an entire neighborhood that kindness has the power to break down walls that anger never could. If this story touched your heart, remember that every stranger you meet is carrying a story you cannot see. A smile, a helping hand, or a moment of understanding can change someone's life forever. Let's choose compassion over assumptions, patience over judgment, and kindness over fear. Together, we can make our neighborhoods, our communities, and our world brighter, one act of kindness at a time.